Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about neonatal jaundice, which is also called as hyperbilirubinemia. So we'll start with the introduction first. What is the definition of neonatal jaundice is? It is the yellow color of the skin and the sclera caused by deposit of bilirubin. When there is a more bilirubin in the body of the baby, it can become yellowish color of the skin as well as sclera. So what is the normal bilirubin level? In case of adult, if it is more than 2 mg per deciliter, or in case of newborn, if it is more than 5 mg per deciliter. So then only we'll call that is hyperbilirubinemia. Normally in everyone body we have bilirubin level, but it should be in control. If it is exceed more than 2 mg in adult and more than 5 mg in newborn, it can cause neonatal jaundice or neonatal hyperbilirubinemia. Next is incidence rate. Incidence is in case of term baby, means full term baby, if the mother completed 37 week of gestation, in that case the chance of getting jaundice is 60%. Or in case of preterm baby, means baby who is born below 37 weeks of pregnancy or gestation, they have 80% chance of getting jaundice. And jaundice is the most common condition that requires medical attention in the newborn. The next one is types of bilirubin. There are two types. One is unconjugated bilirubin, one is conjugated bilirubin. So first one is unconjugated bilirubin, which is also called as indirect bilirubin. It bind to the albumin. It is fat soluble. It can cross the blood-brain barrier, and it is toxic. Okay. Our conjugated bilirubin, it is direct bilirubin, which is conjugated with the glucuronic acid. It is water soluble. It is excreted in urine and stools, and it is non-toxic. So there are two types of bilirubin. One is conjugated, one is unconjugated. Next one is mechanism of neonatal jaundice. So it has three part. One is increased bilirubin load due to high hemoglobin concentration. One is decreased bilirubin conjugated in the liver. One is defective bilirubin excretion. So first one is increased bilirubin load due to high hemoglobin concentration. When there is a more hemoglobin concentration in the blood, it can increase the bilirubin level also. Mainly the normal newborn infant, hemolysis, background on RBC, and cephalohematoma or bruise, that is blood clot in the skull, or polycythemia. Polycythemia means it is the increase in the number of red blood cell in the newborn body. Okay, and next one is decreased bilirubin conjugated in the liver. Decrease uridine glucuronide transfer activity and glucuronide transferase deficiency type 1. Okay, so in that case also there is a chance of increasing the bilirubin level. Next cause is defective bilirubin excretion. If the excretion is not happening properly, if there is any defect in the bilirubin excretion, it can cause neonatal jaundice. Next we are going to see the etiology of the jaundice or the causes of jaundice. The first, if it is in first 24 hours, means immediately after the birth, if the baby got jaundice, it may be because of hemolytic disorder, means blood related disorder, or because of congenital infection, example is torch. Okay, if the baby got in the second day or third in between the second day to third week, it may be because of physiological, because of breast milk, because of sepsis, polycythemia, cephalohematoma, or the Klinger-Nazar syndrome or hemolytic disorder. See, this is new one. Klinger-Nazar syndrome means it is an inherited disorder in where metabolism of bilirubin is affected. So next one is appearance of persistence after the third week. So first we have seen the causes if it is occur within 24 hours. Then we have see the causes if it is occurs between the second day to third week. The next one we have seen it is appearance after the third week, or it is persistence, means even though after third week also it is not reduced because of breast milk, hypothyroidism, pyloric stenosis, and cholestasias. If I say briefly, there are some common cause of jaundice, that is physiological, blood group incompatibility, and G6PD deficiency, breast milk jaundice, cephalohematoma, infection. We have some risk factor of jaundice. See, according to the name jaundice, I have mentioned it. J stand for jaundice within first 24 hours of life or premature. A stand for a sibling who was jaundice as neonate. U stand for unrecognized hemolysis. Okay, ABO incompatibility. N stand for nursing or non-optimal sucking and nursing. D stand for deficiency in G6PD or drugs. I for infection, C for cephalohematoma, or E for East Asian or in the North India it is very common. So these are some risk factors of jaundice. Now I am going to discuss about the types of jaundice. So there are four types. One is physiological jaundice, one is pathological jaundice, one is breast milk jaundice, and one is breastfeeding jaundice. So now I will explain one by one. The first one is physiological jaundice. It is appears after 24 hours and the total bilirubin rise by the less than 5 mg per day mg per dl per day, and the maximum intensity by the fourth and fifth day in terms of, and 7-day in preterm. The serum level less than 15 mg per dl and clinically not detectable after 14 days. And in case of pathological jaundice, it is appears within 24 hours of age, and it is increase of bilirubin level is more than 500 mg 5 mg per dl per day, and serum bilirubin is more than 15 mg. Jaundice persisting after 14 days also, and stool clay white color and the urine staining yellow, staining cloths, and direct bilirubin is more than 2 mg per dl. This why does physiological jaundice develop? It is because of increased bilirubin load in the body, defective conjugation, increase the enterohepatic circulation. Incidence in term it is 60% and in preterm 80%. Next one is breast milk jaundice. It is caused by prolonged increased enterohepatic circulation of bilirubin. Okay, bilirubin peaks at 10 to 15 days of age, and the level of unconjugated bilirubin is at that 10 to 30 mg per dl. And if the nursing is interrupted for 24 hours, the bilirubin level falls quickly. The breast milk jaundice is the most common cause of prolonged jaundice in terms of infants. Next one is jaundice in breastfeeding infants. Inadequacy of the breastfeeding result in decreased calorie and the fluid intake by breastfed infants before milk supply is well established. Fasting is associated with the decreased hepatic clearance of bilirubin resulting in the jaundice in inadequately breastfed infants. And the breastfeeding associated jaundice is early onset jaundice which begins at 2 to 4 days of age and occurs in approximately 10 to 15% of breastfed babies. So these are the four types of jaundice: physiological, pathological, breast milk jaundice, and breastfeeding jaundice. Next is clinical assessment of jaundice. Area of body bilirubin level, DL per mg. Okay, in the face 6, upper trunk 9, lower trunk and thigh 12, arms and lower legs 15, and palms and sole more than 15. See, if in case of jaundice, what will happen? There will be a yellowing of the eyes. There is one symptoms. Yellowing of the skin. Okay, excess bilirubin in the blood. Okay, there will be a kernicterus. That is, bilirubin moves from the bloodstream into the brain tissue. Other signs and symptoms are yellow color of the baby skin usually begin on the face and moving down to the body, and poor feeding and the lethargy. You can notice yellow discoloration of the skin and the sclera and nails, and the lethargy and the dark urine and stool also. Next we have diagnostic evaluation. The first one is physical examination. It is very important because you know that there is skin color changes. So by doing the physical examination we can find out that the baby is having jaundice or not. A laboratory test of the sample of the baby's blood to see the bilirubin level. And the skin test, which is device called as transcutaneous bilirubinometer, which measures the reflection of a special light shown through the skin. Next one is management. There are four management we can give. First we can give phototherapy, we can give intravenous immunoglobulin, we can do exchange transfusion, and the drugs. The first one is phototherapy. So you have seen maybe in the hospital normally they'll use this light to treat the jaundice, okay, baby under the triple unit intense phototherapy. So you can see this picture, baby under the conventional phototherapy and baby under the triple unit intense phototherapy. Okay, they are using the light which can treat the bilirubin or decrease the bilirubin level in the baby. Phototherapy techniques. It performs, they have to do hand washing, place the baby naked in the cradle or incubator, fix eye shades, means eye should be closed during this therapy, keep babies at least 40 centimeter from the light, means the difference between the light and the where the baby we are keeping, there should be a 40 centimeter distance. Start phototherapy, frequent extra breastfeeding every 2 hours, even during the therapy time also, in every 2 hours we should give the baby to the mother for the breastfeeding. Turn the baby after each feed, temperature record 2 to 4 hourly, weight record daily, monitor urine frequency and monitor the bilirubin level. So this is the normal technique that we are going to follow during the phototherapy. A common mistake while managing the hyperbilirubinemia is the false beliefs in that efficiency of the ordinary fluorescent lamp, that is not daylight and D5% orally. You can see the baby before phototherapy how they look and after phototherapy. Side effect of phototherapy. So even though it is good and it is needed for the treatment of the jaundice, it has some side effect like increase the insensible water loss, loose stools, skin rashes, bronze baby syndrome, hyperthermia and may result in hypocalcemia. Next treatment is intravenous immunoglobulin. Intravenous immunoglobulin in infants with RH or ABO in immunization can significantly reduce the need for the exchange transfusion. Now, intravenous immunoglobulin has replaced exchange transfusion as the second line treatment in infants with the isoimmunized jaundice, that is 1 gram per kg IV. Next one is exchange transfusion. So see the picture, the donor blood and the waste blood. Okay, exchange transfusion is indicated for the avoiding bilirubin neurotoxicity when other therapeutic modalities have failed or are not sufficient. Means after if you give phototherapy or you are giving that immunoglobulin also, if it is not treatable, then only they'll go for the exchange transfusion. The procedure may be indicated in infants with the erythroblastosis who present with severe anemia, hydrops or the both, even in the absence of high serum bilirubin. Next one is drugs that is used to treat the neonatal jaundice is phenobarbital. It is used to promote the liver enzyme and the protein synthesis. So with this we have completed the neonatal jaundice. Thank you everyone.